Part one. Bless the Lord of my soul, 10,000 reasons. Guys, this is going to be a fabulous song to learn. There's a lot of moving elements in it, but don't worry. I'm going to break them all down and hopefully make it very easy for you. So let's jump right in, okay? So you have your lead sheet, download it, pull it up on your end. Let's do what we always do. Let's go back through our whole lead sheet and let's circle all the chords that we do know. And for this first part, I'm going to cover just the introduction of the song, okay? So let's start with our notes here. Let me pull up a color. Let's go with our red. So we have, obviously, our title of the song, 10,000 Reasons. And put this here. So we have our C note. This is, by the way, in the key of G. We have one sharp here. Okay, so we're in the key of G. So we do know a C note here. We know our G note. We have a D over F sharp. Remember, that's just two chords. So a D chord in our right hand and an F sharp in the bass. Very simple. We should know that, right? E minor, we've covered that. We've covered a C, a G, a D sus. I'll go over that. And then we have our D chord, and that is all between from here to here. That is our introduction, right? Okay, so now let's get rid of all of that really quickly. And let's just first start with the D sus right here, okay? Now, we've talked about a couple susses in the past and a few other exercises before. What are the two susses we talked about? We talked about the sus 2, suspended 2, and then we have a sus 4, suspended 4. For this particular lesson or song, we're going to sus the 4, okay? And that's what you do most of the time. But it doesn't necessarily depends that way. That's why you have to go back and listen to the music. And once again, these lead sheets are just a idea of how the song progresses. You still need to go and listen to the song. You might need to make a few adjustments. All right. Before the D sus, remember we first make our chord. So a D chord, we play a D chord, right? And for this one, we're going to do a sus 4. All right, so what we're going to do is take this 3, and instead of playing the 3, we're going to suspend it to the 4. So we're going to play the 4, okay? So that's right here. You can play it this way or that way, however you feel comfortable. All right, so let's just go just really quickly. A sus is just taking the 3 note, the third note of the chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We're just taking the 3 and suspending it. If we suspend a 2, we'll take the 3 and play the 2, a D sus 2. That's what this is, because I'm playing the 2, the 1, 2, and 5 instead of 1, 3, and 5. Major chord. So if I do a D sus 4, I play the 1, the 4, and the 5. All right, so you see that middle note can do a lot of different things, which changes the chord. All right, so now that we got the D sus out the way, let's go now and start actually playing the song. So with this particular progression, they play it, instead of our C on top, if we start at the beginning, we're going to start with the C in the middle, okay? I like to say middle and top, C on bottom versus first and second inversion. That's just me personally. But whatever you feel comfortable with. So I'm going to say a C in the middle, okay? And then we're going to go to a G on bottom, okay? So let's just cover that first part right there. So we have a C in the middle, right? We all know how to play that by now, right? A C in the middle to a G on bottom, G, B, D, all right? And then our next chord, we're just going to cover our right hand first. We go to a D over F. Well, a D over F sharp. Well, a regular D chord, we're just going to play. Our D is right here in our pinky. So let's just play a D on top. right here. And once again, it's very good to know all of your chords in every key and every inversion. That is the basics of piano. You know, try to get to that point. So when I say a D over F sharp with the D on top, you know how to get there, right? So let's just do one more, our D over F sharp, and then we go to a E minor. And from there, we're going to go to a E minor root position or on bottom. E, G, and B right here, a E minor. Okay. So really quickly, once again, just that little bit, those 4 chords. We have a C in the middle. Okay, C in the middle, play that. C in the middle, G, C, E. And then we have a G on bottom, G, B, D. And then we have a D on top. Let me just play that. Put that on there. D on top. And then an E minor or E minor on bottom, root position. Okay. And then from there, you can see that the next C again, we just repeat it. So a C on the middle again, and the G on bottom. And then we have that D sus we just covered. And then we're going to play a regular D chord on bottom. Uh-oh. Let me make that a little better. Okay. And that is our introduction. Okay. So let's go over it once again, really slowly, just the right hand. Okay. So 1, play it with me really slow. 1, 2, ready, play. We have a C in the middle, 2 to a G on bottom, to a D on top, to an E minor on bottom. Repeat that again. C in the middle to a G on bottom. And now we're going to move our hands all the way up. Actually, don't move it up for the intro. Let's go down to a D sus right here. And I'm playing that with my first finger, my third finger, and actually my 4th finger. You play it with your 5th finger if you want, that A, whatever's comfortable. But I'm going to play it with my 4th finger. And then we have a D chord. I'm just going to move my 3rd finger up right here. So I'm still playing my 1st finger, my 3rd finger, and my 4th finger. And remember, guys, you're just moving your wrists. That's what makes it comfortable. You know, if you're doing this, don't try to play it like, you know, move your wrist to make these notes comfortable. All right, one more time. Let's play that same progression from the top. 1, 2, ready, play. Have a C in the middle, G on bottom, to a D on top, E minor on bottom. Repeat it again. C in the middle, 2 to a G on bottom. D sus to a D. Okay. Now let's do that same thing, but this time let's add in one finger notes in our left hand. Okay. So we'll just play a C in our left hand to start. Same thing. Ready? 1, 2, ready, play. We have a C to a G, F sharp to a E. Back to C, repeat that. C to a G, D sus, D in the left hand, D again in the left hand. Let's do it one more time, that same thing. 1, 2, ready, play. C to a G on bottom, F sharp in the left hand, E minor, back to a C in the middle, to a G, D sus, move your hands down, and then to the D sus. Okay? Now, that is the basic chord progression of how to play the introduction of 10,000 Reasons. If you're good right there, that is totally fine, okay? Especially if you have a band, maybe some drums, a bass, and some other instruments playing the song. This is a great way to start. Any singer should be able to carry the song if you play it that way. But if you want to take it a next step forward and do a little exactly how they're playing on the record, I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video with a little bit more movement, okay? So let's break these videos up. I'm going to call this one part 1, intro part 1, and we'll just call the next one intro part 2. All right, so see me on the next video, you advanced guys.